Serbia, ranked number 8 in the world, takes on 12th ranked France in this Olympic city of Rio de Janeiro. Welcome inside of Maracanazinho, the arena that will be the host for the indoor Olympic competition starting next year on August 6th. I'm Paul Sunderland, back with you once again. And France at 16-1 so far on the World League season, qualified for the finals out of Group 2 no less, have advanced all the way to the finals. They beat Brazil, lost to the United States, and then in stunning fashion beat Poland yesterday afternoon. 3-2, 17-15 in the fifth. Well, Serbia lost their opening match to Italy and then came back to beat Poland and beat the United States, also in 5 sets. So both of these teams have gotten lots of activity here in Rio de Janeiro, and they are ready to face off once again. For Serbia, it's their 5th appearance in the finals. They have never won. For France, their first appearance in the finals since they won silver in Moscow in 2006. It's the 20th meeting all time in the World League between these two countries, with Serbia leading the series 12 wins to just 7 for France. But they have not met since 2010, and we will have a new champion of the World League. As mentioned, both of these teams have appeared in the finals as we take a look at the Serbian roster list, but neither has ever won the championship. And the great former setter, one of the very best of all time, Nikola Grbic, and the first-year head coach for Serbia, has been in this final 4 times and never won. So a very interesting matchup indeed. The warm-ups have been concluded. We'll have the march to center court, the playing of the national anthems, and then we'll have first serve as now we look at the lineup for France. And one interesting piece of news: Kevin Tilly, the coach's son, injured his knee in their 5-set win over Poland yesterday afternoon. But I talked to the head coach, and he said that his son is available to play and will most likely start, but he's playing with a heavily bandaged knee. France is competing in the World League for the 20th time. They finished 10th in 2013 and 2014, and so have moved all the way to the final. And there is Nikola Grbic, inducted into the Volleyball Hall of Fame in 2013, an Olympic gold medalist for then Yugoslavia in 2000. For Serbia, they're competing for the 9th time as Serbia, previously Serbia and Montenegro. There's Laurent Tilly in his 3rd season as head coach. France finished 4th at the World Championships. Serbia, very disappointing. I'll get you their results in just a moment as far as the World Championships are concerned. And now the teams to center court and the playing of the national anthems, and then we'll get it going for the gold medal.
Now please rise for the national anthem of Serbia. Convidamos a todos para ouvirmos a execução do hino nacional da Sérvia.
Last final bit of the opening ceremonies, a handshake between all of the players and the coaching staffs. And then we will get ready to go. $1 million to the winning team here in Rio de Janeiro, Maracanazinho. If you haven't been with us for our coverage throughout the week, will be the home to indoor volleyball during the Olympic Games competition. The first match will be played on August 6th. It was opened for the first time all the way back in 1954, but completely remodeled in 2003 and then reopened in 2004. Here are the two referees. Andrei Zinovich from Russia will be the first referee, and Juraj Makri from Slovakia will be the second referee.
We now present to you our international referees. Apresentação dos árbitros internacionais. The first referee. Primeiro árbitro, o senhor Andrei Zinovich da Rússia. And the second referee. Segundo árbitro, o senhor Juraj da Slovakia.
There's the introduction of the officials, and also point out that Silveira will be the challenge referee. Challenge system, I think, has been tremendous. Miguel Angel Quintana, president of the World League Council, will be overseeing the proceedings here this afternoon. Starting lineup, the two brothers, Nikola Kovacevic and Uros Kovacevic, Marko Petrashtanin, Alexander Atansievich. Nikola Jovovic will be the setter. There is Nikola Grbic, one of the great players of all time, four-time Olympian. Mentioned the gold medal in 2000. He also won a bronze in 1996 in Atlanta. So there's Kevin Tilly. He will be in the starting lineup along with Legoff, the captain, Benjamin Toniutti. Ervin Ingapeth, who got that big stuff block to close out Poland yesterday. And we will be set to go. Serbia will be wearing red uniforms. France, of course, in blue. Two challenges per team per set. And I learned something very interesting, and I'll explain it as we go along. Been having a pretty in-depth conversation with some folks who've been visiting me on Twitter about the challenge system. So when it presents itself, I'm not going to get into it at the beginning of this match. I want the players to set the tone here and see how things are going. But challenge will come up, and then I'll explain something very important that I learned about the system just moments ago. There was some controversy in the first match. Thought one thing was being challenged, and yet it was another. But something very interesting indeed. There's Nikola Jovovic, the young setter, just 23 years of age, and looks over at one of the greatest of all time at his position, Nikola Grbic, now as his coaching mentor. So set to go, crowd settling in, and a very good one indeed. Building holds 11,800. All the tickets were sold. But of course, with the absence of Brazil from the semifinals, there was some concern that the audience wouldn't be much, but they love volleyball here, and they have seen some very, very good stuff. Tremendous parity between all 6 teams in this tournament. The United States has won the bronze. Now we'll decide who wins the gold medal, and we're underway. And that ball to the floor by Ervin Ingapeth. 4th leading scorer at the World Championships. Currently the 5th leading scorer here in the World League Finals. Had 16 kills on 40 swings versus Poland yesterday afternoon. Here is Tilly. Making good use of the jump serve. Kovacevic. This is the older of the two. Nikola Kovacevic, 32 years of age. And Antonin Roussier out of the backcourt. Roussier, 25 points in the win over Brazil. Didn't play very well against the United States, but came back yesterday with 22 kills on 41 swings in the win over Poland. And France beat Poland in 5 sets, 17-15 in the 5th. And Ingapeth tucking that ball inside of Petrashtanin. And a 3-0 start for France, and a quick early timeout. Well, so Nikola Grbic wasting no time wanting to slow the momentum of France. France currently ranked 12th in the world. They won 12 straight matches in the Intercontinental round, but they were in Group 2. So those wins were over South Korea, the Czech Republic, and Japan. Not exactly powerhouses in men's volleyball.
Da li sam u dobroj poziciji ili nisam? Moram da izginem 6 metara da pokupim tu loptu. Ako padne ovako, dajemo njima pre samo snage.
I asked Nikola Grbić about 15 minutes ago, while his team was warming up, what the most important factor for his team was coming back from that very hard-fought victory yesterday, holding on to beat the United States and coming back after trailing 11-8 in the 5th set. And he just pounded his chest. Not pounded. Give me a little fist bump on the chest. And he said, it's all about our heart. That's what it is right now. France looking to make it 4 in a row, and they do. Roussier again. Roussier, maybe an early favorite for the most valuable player. Huge hole in the block. Oh, that's terrible blocking that time. Nikola Kovacevic diving into the line, opening up that big hole. Going to be another free ball here coming to France. And Ngapeth with the ball to the floor again. Boy, and an early substitution. Wow. Nemanja Petric will come on immediately and going to replace Nikola Kovacevic. 5-0 France. Tilly again with the dig. He wasn't sure that he was going to be able to play, and he's out here. Back row combination. Uros Tilly with another dig. Uros Kovacevic. And then finally Serbia's on the board. So Marko Petrashinen, now 27 years of age, two-time Olympian, playing in his 199th match for Serbia. Nice play going behind that time by Nicholas Legoff, but just out of bounds. Boy, that was a nice play, and the angle was there, but clearly wide. Pretty good blocking position that time by Striko Lisanac. Wasn't a lot of room for Legoff to turn that ball back into the court. First coaching assignment ever for Nikola Grbić. He's been selected the best setter in the world at 8 major international competitions. A lot of jump float serving coming from France early. And Atanasiewicz with his first kill. Alexander Atanasiewicz, the leading scorer in the final phase of the World League with 53 points. 19 of 43 yesterday against the United States. Excuse me, number one now with 75 points. He was number one also after 2 matches. That ball is blocked by Nemanja Petric on the outside. Just into the match for Serbia. So now all of a sudden you look up and France's 5-0 lead. A distant memory yet, but their lead is only 6-4. Ace serve. Now it's 6-5. That is rare for Yenik Gorbinikov to be beaten with an ace. One of the world's best liberos for France. And that ball missed into the net. I haven't forgotten. I will talk to you about the challenge system and what I learned in between the matches. And here is Toniutti. Another float serve. Atanasiewicz again, a touch in the back row, and Atanasiewicz with a couple of quick points. Now just 23 years of age, manning the opposite position. Gets an awful lot of sets, obviously, on the right side. 2 meters even, 6'7". Missed it out of bounds. So if you're going to let your opponent back into a match, you hit balls out of bounds. First Lagov and then Engapeth. And the Brazilian fans, a couple of my new friends on Twitter telling me they think that the crowd was for Poland in the first match, although they lost to the United States, that the Brazilian fans will be for Serbia because it was France that earlier beat Brazil. So far, I'm buying it. Just underway here for the gold medal, Serbia and France, and we'll head to the first technical timeout with Serbia leading 8-7. Let me correct that, of course. It is France leading after going out to a 5-0 lead. They lead it 8-7.
Da li će onda skuva ili ne? Samo ravno i stavite ruke tamo. Ako krenete da gubite prelaz, istarat će vam blokaut, istarat će vam ovo kao sad što je prešao, ali će vam se između ovamo, stani. Spremni pored bloka da ste precizni, u odbrani svi da izlazite ispod.
Mais pas quand il est devant. Quand il est au 3 mètres plus, mais pas quand il est devant. Allez les gars, il faut.
Attaque, on fait au bloc, gardez au moins les dents.
So out of the timeout, France will serve. Here is Engapeth. Tancevich down the line and out of bounds. No touch, no net. Good short serve into the antenna. And can't be saved, and 3 quick points now on a couple of errors. Engapeth would be a candidate for most valuable player, along with Atancievich for Serbia. $30,000 goes to the MVP as a prize. Ooh, that ball just out of bounds. We have yet to have our first challenge, and that makes it 10-8. Engapeth and France still leading. There is Tilly. Told me after the match yesterday that he injured a tendon in his left knee. So pretty good so far, defensively, receiving and serving. But we'll see what happens when he tries to hit a ball. Beautiful block that time. Jovovic along with some help from Podraštinen. Good read by Marko Podraštinen. He is all over that. And good help from Jovovic. Very well done. Leroux had no chance whatsoever. Service error here by Lisinac. So a little bit different strategy. France was absolutely awful in serving against Poland yesterday. They had 1 ace and 23 errors, and one of the biggest offenders is this man right here, Kevin Leroux. There's Leroux. He missed 6 serves in yesterday's match, and still France won. Oh, what a beautiful cut shot by the angry man, the bearded one, Uros Kovacevic. Talking with the Serbian coach, Nikola Grbic, and asked him about Uros and said, man, he is really a clever, unique player. No approach, sort of shuffling from right to left, and somehow manages to Luigi the ball to the floor. And that ball drifts out of bounds. So still 2 points of separation, France over Serbia. Atanasievich off the left side. Ball's got to come. France go quick. Nope. To the outside, Tilly, and hammers that ball inside the late blocker. And Tilly looked like he had some pretty good bounce in his legs. See that left knee of Kevin Tilly, if we get a look, very heavily bandaged. Ball missed out of bounds. Tilly plays professionally in Izmir, Turkey. Here is the younger Kovacevic. Turn off the hands of the block that time. And then Petric, and give the kill once again to Ngapeth. France got out to the 5-0 lead, but it was only an 8-7 advantage at the first technical timeout. Pedrastinen, beautiful cover in the backcourt by Nikola Rosic. To Lagoff again. Really good volleyball by both teams at the offensive end. France really clicking right now. Kevin Tilly, there is the father Laurent, one of France's best all-time players. Played in 409 international matches, and the Mescu here will give France, they will equal their largest lead of 5 at 16-11 in the opening set. The teams go to the sideline. About to mention that Kevin Tilly played volleyball collegiately in the United States for American head coach John Sparrow, where he won a couple of championships. Second technical timeout.
Ajde da probamo da kad je KP druga linija da ga skratimo na servisu. Da ga bar sklinemo sa pajpa. Vodu. Ljudi, potpuno ista stvar koju sam vam rekao. Treba nam strpljenje, treba da smo zakačeni na svaki poen. Na svaki poen.
Really good start by France. An emotional 5-set win. Up 2-0. Poland came storming back. And then France eventually won at 17-15. Less than 24 hours ago, Atanasievich through Irvin Ngapeth. The bronze medal game started at 10 minutes after 9 local time in the morning, of course. And this match was scheduled to start and did start at 11:30 after the United States beat Poland 3-0 and took home the $300,000 for the bronze. $1 million to the winner of this match. And that ball sprayed out of bounds. No touch detected and no challenge. So now it's 16-13, back-to-back points. No touch there. Good swing from well off the net. Really strong play by Antonin Roussier, now 28 years of age. Was a #2 scorer at the World Championships in Poland in the fall, and now currently the #4 scorer at these championships. Again, France in the gold medal game for the second time. Last was in 2006 in Moscow when they lost to Brazil. Good kill out of the middle by Lisinac once again. Serbia has been the runner-up 4 times, but they're in their first World League Final 6 since 2010. Atanasievich, and he misses it badly out of bounds. So a lot of service errors here in this opening set. by Serbia, giving several free points to France, taking some of the pressure off. Good touch on the block and tracked down. Really good hustle by the captain and setter, Benjamin Toniutti. Laurent Tilly not quite as fast as he used to be. You'll see at the end of this play. Trying to get out of, oh, let's look at it again. Come on, come on. Yeah, there the coach is. Trying to get out of Roussier's way. France leading 18-15 opening set. And now make it 19-15 and another service error for Serbia. Ngape, short serve. Rosic there making the saving play. Beautiful first contact that time by the libero, Nikola Rosic. Still have that information for you about what I learned with regard to the challenge, very importantly, if you will. Keep hitting me up on Twitter if you have questions about anything regarding the tournament. Grand Prix will be next week. Roussier with another kill. The 6 teams are set for the Grand Prix finals in Omaha, Nebraska. The United States hosting for the first time. United States, Brazil, China, Russia, Italy, Japan will be the 6 teams in the finals of the Grand Prix. France going with a lot of float serves. Oh, stuff block there, Lagoff. And Roussier working against Kovacevic. Nice blocking move, piking towards the inside of the court. Want to drop your hand, ideally, your left hand a little bit more. And Serbia calling a timeout. France in control once again. They've led by 5 on 3 occasions, as they do now.
Ja hoću da probate, da se napregnete, da razmišljate o tehnici, da razmišljate o onome šta oni mogu da rade. Kada je NKP na servisu, sad će sigurno da igra ove kratke. Ok? Znači, nema da nas pomeri trojicu igrača na kratak servis. Udaramo visoko, ne zabijamo, ljudi, da nam se ne vraćaju lopte pod noge. Ajde, bre! Agresivno! Ajde, stisnemo ih malo, ajde!
Very animated Nikola Grbić, and with good reason. His team has been very, very inconsistent. And what Serbia needs to do, they are basically out of time in this opening set. But they got to get their act together and carry some momentum and some good feeling into the second set, because they are really struggling here. Atancijevic restores a little bit of order off the block and out of bounds. Well, that's what opposites do. They take all the difficult swings. Ivan Milkovic was maybe the best opposite in the history of the game. Played so well for Serbia for many, many years. One of the great physical specimens and athletes, I think, ever to play the game. Antonin Roussier will go back to serve. Substitution coming on for Serbia, their second setter, Ivan Kostic. Well, looking for a little showtime and had that rejected. What a roof by Podraštinen. Sasha Starovic coming on right now. He'll come in and serve for Uros Kovacevic. So Nikola Grbic trying to slow some things down, making some changes to his lineup. This will be the site at next year's Olympic Games. The opening ceremonies for the Rio Games are August 5th. Volleyball competition will take place every day thereafter, alternating foot fault violation on Starovic. The volleyball competition will take place in this building every day, alternating men and women. There's another look at the foot fault. And the beach competition, where else but on Copacabana. And Brazil, heavy favorites indoors and on the beach. The Brazilian women have won the last 2 Olympic championships. The Brazilian men have won silver twice. Tancievich inside of Engapeth. Engapeth has got no easy task blocking today. Atancievich he's matched up with time and time again. And yesterday it was Bartosz Kurek, but Engapeth got him right at the end for match point. Now Pedrastinen is really struggling with his serve. He's usually very, very consistent. Doesn't miss many. And now set points for France. And they've got 5 of them. What a good start for the surprising team from France. Engapeth off the block and out of bounds. Easy as can be. France, who on the summer is 16-1, playing with a lot of confidence. And forget about their world ranking at number 12. They're playing like number 1 right now as they win the opening set 25-19 over Serbia.
Esse ano, a Federação Internacional de Voleibol está desenvolvendo uma campanha que se chama Voleibol no seu jeito. Para jogar vôlei não é necessário ter uma quadra oficial, nem uma rede oficial. Muito pelo contrário, jogue vôlei dentro de casa, jogue vôlei na rua, onde você quiser. Vôlei não é só esporte, é recreação, é saúde. Então, a partir de agora, o desafio é o seguinte: vamos fazer a torcida do ginásio.
Well, a very good start for France and a very good finish. They led 5-0. Then it was 8-7 and then led again 16-11 and closed out the opening set. Comfortable margin, 25-16. Led in virtually every category, but one of the things that Serbia has got to really clean up is their serving. Serbia was really, really inefficient. Just didn't serve the ball well at all. The statistics that I'm provided do not give serving errors, so I don't have that total in front of me, but just memory serves, it had to be at least 5 or 6. This is really fun. The balloons flying around Maracanazinho, and a new initiative by the FIVB, reminding a lot of people that, you know, when you were batting the balloon around the living room or out by the pool or wherever it may have been with your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, aunt, uncle, grandfather, grandmother, you were just getting ready to be a volleyball player. And it reminds that the game obviously can be played in a very formal setting like this at the World League, but if you go down to Copacabana, all ages, shapes, and sizes having a lot of fun playing the game.
Então agora é o seguinte, segura aí. A partir de agora, o jogo vai ser iniciado. Eu quero escutar o barulho da galera estourando todos os balões. Pode estourar, vai! Vamos pro jogo, vamos mostrar a energia da torcida. Vai estourar os balões aí.
So teams back out on the floor. Serbia in the near court in red, trailing 1-0 to France. And really good opening set for France. Let's look at some of the numbers. Irvin Ngapeth, 6 of 9. Antonin Roussier, 4 of 5. Nicolas Legoff, 2 of 3. Atansievich, of course, leading the scoring for Serbia with 7 points. And Roussier, an unforced error there, just missed it, did not get good wood on it. This match has a feeling, I have a feeling it's got a long, long way to go. There is Ngapeth over the top and away that time from Marko Ivovic, still waiting for a challenge. But because it's the early stages of this set, I want to explain what happened with regard to the challenge. There are 7 categories that can be challenged. Service line violation, 3-meter line violation, center court violation, net touch, touch on the block, ball into the antenna, and of course ball in and out. Now, in the American match, there was a ball hit by Poland, and the call was for contacts, meaning that the ball didn't clear. Poland asked for a challenge, told they could not challenge for contacts because it's a judgment call. Roussier able to put that ball away. So bear with me. France was told, Poland was told they could not challenge the 4 contacts because that was not part of the criteria. So they said, okay, we'll challenge net touch. And the rules state that if you're challenging one area but see a violation of the other, of another area, then you must call that as well. So let's say that you're calling a net touch and there is none, but there's a center line violation. So you have to call the center line violation. So even though you cannot challenge 4 touches, the video evidence showed that the American block touched the ball, and that's why that ruling was made. A serve by Alexander Atansievich, and as mentioned, Serbia's serving has got to pick it up. Not good footwork that time by Ngapeth, very lazy. Didn't get his platform out, very tentative there. Bad pass by Tilly. And Roussier able to throw the ball through the block and down. Toss a little too close, so Ngapeth had to think better of it. Just keep that serve in. What a good block there by Roussier and Leroux. Mentioned that France finished 4th at the World Championships, while Serbia finished a very, very disappointing 9th. And coaching change was made, and Nikola Grbic was hired. One of the great players of all time. Service ace now for Ngapeth. Exchanging a little love on the sideline with his teammate Mori Sidibe. Neither of these teams have ever won the World League. Oh, that ball just out of bounds, and Ngapeth is looking for a challenge, and we're going to have our first. That ball's out of bounds. That's good work by the linesman, right on it. You know, we've been talking a lot and getting a lot of tweets from people around the world. One of the problems, let's take another look. Ball out of bounds, yep. One of the things with all the net touch reviews is that, and a lot of people on Twitter agree, that the linesmen have got to be much more assertive and active in calling touches. And it's tough. I'll tell you, these men are hitting the ball so hard and so, look at that. I mean, how do you see a micro touch on that? So, you know, just want the linespeople, I should say, to be more involved in calling net touches. So hope that cleared some things up for you. Thanks for joining us once again. This is the World League Finals presented by the FIVB. 26th edition of this tournament. And next week we'll start it all over again. A lot of us will be, a lot of us will be in Omaha. And we'll have coverage of all the matches for you. The United States currently ranked #1. Brazil giving a lot of their star players the summer off. Thaisa, their star middle blocker, having surgery on her knees, so she was going to be out anyway. But Shayla not playing. And neither is Fabiana. So a young Brazilian team has made it to the finals of the World League once again. Maybe young, but they'll be very good. And China just recently beat the United States. Missed by Leroux. As the second set continues on, if you're just joining us, France won the first 25-19. France got the tournament started in really fine and surprising fashion by beating the host Brazil and the #1 team in the world 3-1. And that ball hammered straight down by Marko Ivovic. Tied at 7. We'll have the first technical timeout when a team reaches 8. Sriko Lizanac has been very quiet so far. And another foot fault. That's the second foot fault called against Serbia. The previous was against Sasha Starovic. Teams will go to the sideline. First technical timeout with France leading on the air 8-7.
Comunque continua a fare poi la cosa importante è che difesa in attacco sta utilizzando lo
Pour le moment au bloc on est très bon. Je pense qu'il va essayer de donner une fixe ou deux sur bonne reste. C'est pour ça que je vous demandais d'écarter les bras, de sauter, de faire du 1 contre 1. Dès qu'elle est loin, parce que là ça fait un paquet de temps que la réception est mauvaise, donc il va vouloir passer par le centre. Donc pas d'option.
'Nikola Grbic already making a couple of changes to his lineup. That ball down the line and just out of bounds. Missed by a few centimeters. Probably as close as Ngapev, but there'll be no challenge there. Here's Jovovic working on Tilly, who's not getting many sets because of the problems he's had with his knee. Now, you know, I don't like Roussier doing that. The set wasn't perfect. It's drifting back off the net. 1, don't hit the ball out of bounds, and 2, don't do this dance backing up to show everybody that it was a bad set and, you know, it's not on me. Get right back in it and make a better play. Whoa, what a dig by Rosic. Net violation is going to be called against France. What a play defensively. Two-point lead now for Serbia, doing it at the defensive end. Another day. Smart shot to restart the point. Better the ball, but yet better even blocking from France as Kevin Tilly gets that stuff. Serbia is picked up in their service game. They're putting a lot of pressure on France right now, mostly just by keeping the ball in play. Leg off, smart tip, poked up by Atancievich. That's going to be a double contact. That ball slid down in the hands of Jovovic, and that's a good call by the first referee. Kevin Tilly once again playing with a very, very sore knee. Just stuck in there too long. It's a good call. Oh, and through the hands of Ngapeth. He's out on the left side all 3 times. He's got to be a better blocker. He can be. He's a little undersized. Urban Ngapeth at only 1.94 meters, 6'4", but has wonderful jumping ability. Got to be a better blocker. Good pass by Tilly, and that's going to be a net violation. Net violation called against Serbia, and Marko Podraščanin said, yep, I got it, and we're tied at 11. There it is on the way up, no doubt about it. Good work by the officials. Out below. Ngapeth was taking a little snooze there. He fell asleep. Watch the left side of your screen. Set play, quick play, and Ngapeth was not paying attention. He's used to just drifting to the outside, and instead it was just absolutely crushed to the floor by Atancievich. And coming right back, good passing, perfectly done by Yenya Grabinikov. A candidate certainly for best libero, or libero if you will. Sure and stay with us after this gold medal game. We'll have the award ceremony, presentation of the championship cup. Good block that time, 1-on-1. Doesn't happen to Uros Kovacevic very often. Antonin Roussier with a stuff block. Anyway, the award ceremony will be coming up. Gold, silver, and bronze, and also several individual awards. Most valuable player, best outside hitter, setter, middle blocker, libero, etc. And cash bonuses for all of those. Now coming on number 5, Ivan Kostic, the backup setter for Serbia. Ngapeth. Taking a risk. He's just not, he's got to change the trajectory. Really good defense that time by Toniutti. But that's just being greedy. Lisinac with a stuff block. You got to go, where does this ball hit? Right up into the forearms. You got to hit that ball up into the fingers. That's got to be 6 inches higher on the attack. Service error here by Atancievich again. The good serving is what got Serbia back in this gold medal match. Ngapeth. And just out of bounds. Well, that's the second serve that Ngapeth has missed. Thinking about a challenge, but France has already used and lost one. Uros Kovacevic looking over to his coach to get some serving instructions. Oh, nice play by Tilly. Jump ball like in basketball and then shoving it out of bounds. Boy, that is really smart. Who's the strongest? They used to call that a replay, but now just let them just play on. France by 1. Ace serve by Leroux. Looking like he did against Brazil on the opening afternoon here in Rio when he had 5 aces. So France trailed early in this second set, but at the second technical timeout, it's France over Serbia. 16-14 here in Rio.
D'après, vous êtes tous les trois avec Kevin, Benjamin et Nico, vous switchez Kevin et Benjamin. Tu vas prendre Antanezjević.
Ovako da staviš ruke, gurnut će ti blok out. Svi ljudi, svi. Mora da ih napada.
Igramo, ajde. Svako bolje, ajde.
Coming out of the second technical timeout, France on top by 2. On the cutback, oh, the dig opportunity there by Tony Uti. Interesting question on Twitter, and appreciate that again, so reach out to me if you have a second. If France wins, it would be their first ever World League title, and yes, of course, they would be the only team to come from Group 2 and win the championship, because the format of the World League just changed a couple of years ago. Australia qualified for the finals out of Group 2 last year, and it was France this year. So they would indeed be making history. Smart swing, restart the point. Got to come out to Tilly. And off the block and out of bounds. Not a good block that time by number 5, the backup setter Ivan Kostic, because he did not, you could tell that Tilly was aiming at the outside blocker, no question. Watch this swing. Tilly is aiming straight down the line, and Kostic was way late and really soft with his outside right hand. We've got a challenge here. Serbia thinking that there was a net on the earlier play. The point now is on the board for France. All that is perfectly good. No center line violation. Still waiting. These are all television replays. These are not the same shots that are available in the video booth, which is just off the floor here at Maracanazinho. Here's the official review. And there is no touch. No net violation either at the top of the tape or with the body. Roussier, big swing for a better lead. And this time Kostic got involved. That's the one that Roussier, that any opposite, quite frankly, has got to put away. Opposite position is changing a little bit. Matt Anderson was an outside hitter for a long time. Now he plays opposite for the United States. Same with Bartosz Kurek. Opposites are hard to come by. Ivan Milkovic's don't grow on trees, or Maxim Mikhailov's. And now you've got Facundo Conti, if reports are correct, also playing at the opposite position for Argentina. You know, you take your best, maybe your biggest, best, most powerful, fittest athlete, and put him at the opposite. They got to hit so many balls in this game. What a cover by Rostic. And Gopeth into the block, covered by Grabinikov. These are the kind of swings opposites have to take. Serbia continues to dig a lot of balls. And stuffed by Lagov. Great defense But just think how hard Nicholas Legoff had to work on that play as the middle blocker. The ball goes back and forth and back and forth, and Legoff has to jump and move and jump and move and jump and move, and a great effort by number 14 in blue. Timeout called by Serbia, with France leading 19-16.
Treća lopta, ne gubite luciznost, ne zabijajte na srednjaka, imamo dizača, imamo srednjaka, ne pucajte na srednjaka, ili ako pucate, pucajte na njegovu desnu ruku, jer je ogromna razlika u visini. Dizač je ovdje, ovaj je ovdje, okej?
Kevin Tilly again playing with that very sore left knee. But his coach and his father Laurent said, I want my son on the floor. Not going to risk further injury, so there's no chance of that. But I need his reception, and I need his defense and his jump float. And certainly the young Tilly has delivered that. But Serbia's got to realize that Tilly, when he's in the front court, not very involved in the offense, not getting many swings, so they need to adjust their blocking and load up on the likes of Roussier, Legoff, and Leroux, and Ngapeth. Here is Marko Ivovic back to serve. France leading 1-0, and by 2 here in the second. Easy serve. Grabenikov handles that and leads to an immediate reception point. Yenya Grabenikov in the red jersey for France, wearing number 2. There are a lot of good liberos in the world today. And boy, he is right at the list. Rosic is there. Poland with a couple of good ones. Eric Shoji of the United States among the best. Dig by Legoff. Benjamin Toniutti. Setters always like to swing at the ball when they get an opportunity. He would like to have that one back. Of course, the smarter play would have been just to throw the ball up into the Serbian block and hope to restart the point. Well, maybe that was a big mistake. Here's Podraščanin, really been struggling with his serve. That's really a key as to why Serbia is really struggling. Podraščanin just hardly ever missed through the first 3 matches. And already I'm not being provided with those numbers, but I think he's missed at least 5. Liros Kovacevic inside. I'll tell you, left-handers. Kovacevic has been pretty well controlled. Antonin Roussier doing a good job blocking against him, but that one just sneaking inside. Sasha Starovic coming in to serve, played huge. Scored the last couple of points against the United States in their 5-set win, 15-12 in the 5th. Roussier through the block and down once again. An obvious touch. And France is keeping this 3-point separation. Serbia cannot allow another serving point for France. And Ngapeth has got a good one. Overpass, Leroux, he missed it out of bounds. Wow. And there's going to be a challenge on whether Leroux's fister right at the net was touched. Again, that is the TV replay. Oh, this is a very good look. Wow. And again, the replay official has to be 100% sure that there was a touch. If you think there was a touch, that's not good enough. If you think there was a net, that's not good enough. The video proof has to be 100%. Otherwise, the call on the floor stands. The video booth has several different angles and can rotate the image. The ball was definitely out of bounds. There's no question about that. There's Here's the official review. You can see it in super slow motion. And there was a touch. You can see the left index finger moving ever so lightly. And that was 100% video proof. That's what I love about the challenge. Big swing for Tilly. Yeah, he just doesn't have the same lift. You know, he should just throw that ball up into the block. His father on the sideline has got a big smile on his face. Pretty brave performance by his son, but an easy block by Lisanac. Just tap that into the block, restart the point, and maybe get something quick. France still leading by 3. Oh, what a clever shot down the line. Sacré bleu. Boy, did I just say that? Look at this. That is so good. That is just absolutely superb shot making by Roussier. Set points now for France. Low toss by Leroux, and he missed it badly. So now set point number 2. France won the first 2 sets yesterday against Poland, but had to go 5 before they closed it out 17-15. And here comes the best serving sub in the history of the World League. Number 22, Alexander Okolic. He served an ace in Serbia's victory over Poland, and also was on the floor serving when Serbia came back to beat the United States. Has a jump floater. And he misses it. So even he is coming up empty from the service line, and France is 1 set away from making history. They win the second set 25-21 and lead Serbia for the World League gold medal and $1 million in prize money. 2-0 here in Rio de Janeiro. Very even set in terms of the positive numbers and the small number of errors, but the difference, the service errors, which are not on that list of statistics, they're included in the errors. But now France on top. They won the first 25-19, won the second 25-21. Antonin Roussier currently 8 of 17, a total of 10 points, leading the way. Also in double figures in scoring is Irvan Ingapeth. He now has 11. Alexander Atanasievich, the only attacker, or the only scorer in double figures for Serbia, with 10. After that, some pretty low numbers. Nicholas Legoff with 6. Very even in terms of blocking. Serbia actually leading in that category 7-6. And in aces as well. 3 service aces for France and only 2 for Serbia. This is the gold medal game. If you weren't with us at 9 o'clock in the morning here in Rio, well, we were here and we were playing for the bronze medal. And the United States won in straight sets over the reigning world champions from Poland. That was the 4th time in the last 5 matches, all of them in the last 9 months, that the United States has beaten Poland, so the United States takes home the bronze and the $300,000 in prize money. And Poland will have to settle for 4th place and $150,000 in prize money. The winner here for the gold medal takes home, you see some green? They take home a lot of green. $1 million in prize money. 2nd place is $500,000. Paul Sunderland here on hand. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for reaching out to me on Twitter. Some very interesting comments. Obviously, I can't get to all of them. But keep them coming and answer questions as best I can. We're getting an idea of how tough it will be in the European zone to qualify for the Olympics. 3 of the 4 finalists from Europe: Poland, Serbia, France. Italy very good as well. What happens with Russia now that they've gone back to Vladimir Alekno? And that ball drifts out of bounds. Bulgaria can be dangerous. The European Championships are held in Germany, and the Germans, an outstanding team, didn't participate in this year's World League. They went to the European Games. Heard there was a lot of money involved in that decision, but they are the bronze medalists from the World Championship, so they are very good. And then there are others. I don't mean to be leaving anybody out, but those are the ones that come to the top of mind. Pedrashnanen, as good as he has been, he's got to clean up his serving. He's been awful so far. That ball out of bounds outside of Tilly. Biggest tournament upcoming this year, of course, is the World Cup. That's in the fall for both men and women in Japan. The top 2 finishers qualify for the Olympic Games. And back on is Nikola Kovacevic, the 32-year-old veteran. I thought you'd see this move. He is an outstanding veteran player, a real tough guy. So he will certainly help to get Serbia back on track. They lost the opening set 25-19 and the second 25-21. Smart shot, just keep that ball in play. Sasha Starovic has stayed on, and Juros Kovacevic, the younger brother by 10 years, puts that ball away. Here comes Starovic. Tilly with a perfect pass, and then Gapet inside of Jovovic. Perfect pass by Kevin Tilly. That's why it was so important, even with a knee injury, that he was available for the match. Well, that ball just snuck inside, kept alive. Roussier again, pretty smart shot. Better block by Serbia, but that was a good decision by Roussier. Throw this ball up into the block, and it was blocked straight down, so a tough cover. But I'll tell you, about 80% of the time, that ball will come back around the 3-meter line, and France can restart the point. Oh boy, just out of bounds by Kovacevic. You're seeing some magnificent play at the libero. Nikola Rosic here, absolutely just gobbling up that serve and making things available for Lisinac out of the middle. Really, really well done. Can't play. You can't outplay at a high level without a world-class libero anymore. Kovacevic tracking that down. Ngapeth puts the ball away. Very nicely done. Really good team volleyball that time, and excellent setting by Toniutti, the captain. That was really a good swing by Antonin Roussier, because then he got France ahead in the point. They were in control. all their options. And then in Gapeth, that ball served out of bounds once again by LaRue. His toss is too low. He's not getting on top of the ball. See, that's in a straight line. He needs a higher toss and an opportunity to get on top of that ball and bring it down inside the end line. Lucia inside of Podraštinen. And we're going to have a sub. Dragan Stankovic, the captain, number 7. An Olympic veteran going to come in now for Podraštinen, almost as much because of the serving problems he has had as anything else. Dragan Stankovic, still been around for a long time, 29 years of age. Got a while to go in his career. Has not played very much so far in these championships. Serbia leading 6-5. Kovacevic has just got a great wrist. I'm talking about the younger. That is Juros, who is back to serve. France with the challenge here. They're wondering about a net touch on the setter. Usually it's very clear. This one was not clear to me, so the player's waiting, and obviously not clear to many other people as well, because oh, absolutely.
Ball was in. Ball was in.
Yeah, a lot of confusion on that particular challenge. Now, there's the center line. There was no fault. The ball is down. Good work by the folks in the review truck. If any part of your foot is in contact with any part of the center line, then it is not a violation, and that was perfect video evidence of exactly that. So France has used and lost one of their 2 challenges. Off the top of the tape, Kovacevic gets his hands on that. What a play. Dragan Stankovic is ready to go. And a beautiful set that time by Jobovic. Serbia was in all kinds of trouble here. Look at that. The one-handed stab just to keep the ball alive, and then they're able to go quick off of it. Beautiful play by Serbia. Teams to the sideline. First technical timeout of the 3rd set. Serbia leading now 8-6 in a must-win situation.
Napad igra u četvorku više. U redu. Nastavlja se diskusija sa Tilijem. Igra čovjek zbog prijema. Ima problema s kolenom, nema pojma, opucuje 3 lopte od početka. Dižu mu kad moraju. Okej? Znači u tom smislu naša dvojka mora da pomogne. Druga stvar, kad je pomerena u zoni 2, igra kraću stranu.
Stankovic, just after getting that kill, goes back to serve, and then look off. Hammering that ball to the floor. Just got a very interesting tweet from one of the game's all-time greats, American setter Lloyd Ball, who helped lead that United States team to the Olympic Championship in 2008. Says this French team, best team he's ever seen from France. Good combo of power and ball control. Serbia will have to pass better and run more quick and big. Thanks for reaching out, Lloyd. Couldn't agree more. Serbia, known as a very good ball control team. You played against them for a long, long time, and Technically, of course, they were very, very sound, and one of the very best all time at that was the then Yugoslavian team that won the 2000 Olympic gold medal over Russia in the finals in Sydney. There's the serving problems once again. Podrashinin went to the sideline because he couldn't serve the ball in the court. Yeah, to Loiball's point, we haven't seen hardly any back row quick or big combination from Uros or Nikola Kovacevic. Starovic out of the back right. Starovic, so you got Serbia with two left-handers on the floor now in Uros and Sasha Starovic. Starovic playing at the right side or opposite position. Easy kill there. And you see the heavily bandaged left knee of Tili. Oh, quick again. Boy, Le Goff and LaRue are just hammering balls straight down. Benjamin Toniutti. I mean, he may give up a lot at the net as a blocker because he's only 1.83 meters, 6 feet even, but boy, what a setter. And the rejection here against Kovacevic. Again, Serbia out of system, so having to go high left side, and Kovacevic hitting against 3 blockers and taking a big risk. That is really a good block by LaRue in the middle. More bad passing. Going against the flow. Missed time there. Wow. Remember that swing. That was such a huge momentum miss for France. Roussier and Toniutti just not on the same page there at all. And that's because Tili is out on the left side, and with that injured knee, Toniutti just doesn't want to go to him. That was a huge miss for France. There is Tili. Looked pretty good to me. Wow. Well, I guess when you're 24, you recover quickly. Tied at 11. France leading 2-0. Looking to make history. And Dragan Stankovic once again from well off the net. So the veteran for Serbia has had an immediate impact at the offensive end. But what can he do blocking? Can he be as good as Podrashinin was? Oh, beautiful set. Engapeth luckily in the right spot, but the play can't be continued. Now Serbia leading 13-11. Roussier with a couple of miscues right here. He's got to come through big. Teammates need to stand by him. He carries a big load for France. Right back to him into the cross court. And a good recovery there for Antonin Roussier. There's some Brazilian Polish fans. Maybe they've moved over to the Serbian side. Everybody on Twitter guessing that the Brazilian fans are cheering against Antonin Roussier in France because they beat Brazil. Roussier again, this time off of Starovic. Tied at 13. Loiball was exactly right. For a Serbian team, their serve reception just isn't nearly up to standard, but gives France some credit. They're serving well. That's going to be a double contact once again. So 3 straight points now for France. And does Nikola Grbic call a timeout? Yeah, that one just stuck in there. Wow, that was a deep dish variety that got a little gooey. So the violation called and no argument there, and France leading now 14-13.
Igramo odbojku. Igramo odbojku. Razmišljamo onome što treba da radimo na terenu. Ljudi, kad je teška lopta, budimo precizni. Ne možemo zeznuti blok, ni na visoku loptu, ni kad je lopta daleko od mreže. Daj da stavimo smečare u dobru situaciju. Zaboravljaj sve što je bilo, sad je ova najvažnija. Sad ova lopta je najvažnija. Ajde, ljudi!
Coming out of the timeout, France trailed 8-6 at the technical timeout, now with a lead. Tough serve and another bad pass. 4 straight points. Back row combination. Nikola Kovacevic able to put that ball away. Boy, a really good run for France as his younger brother Juros goes back. Tilly again. Boy, a really gutty performance on a bad wheel, but he's out there mostly for his passing, and he has done that. He registers the kill, teams head to the sideline, with France now leading 2-0 and 16-14 at the second technical timeout.
L'ailier poste 4, il aide quand Starovic est derrière. D'accord? Quand le grand gaucher est derrière, on l'aide un peu plus et on bloque diagonale, on lui laisse...
Ostavljam penalizam. Znači ako idemo tamo skočiti, ako se pomera ka 4, ostavlja kraće strane.
Coming out of the technical timeout, Tilly again working down the line, and finally a good pass. France on a roll. Engapeth, good swing up into the block. And again, a little quicker into the block again, and not this time. Really good blocking on the outside by Starovic and Dragan Stankovic. Let's see what Stankovic can do from the service line. This position in the rotation hadn't been getting much. Podrashnin, very poor serving in this gold medal match. And Gapeth is stuffed again. Tied at 16. So good move by Nikola Grbic to get both Stankovic and Starovic into this match. They're not going to help in the passing areas, that's for sure, as an opposite in the middle. But Kovacevic has got to take care of that. But they have helped in terms of some serving and adding some offense, particularly in transition as well. That ball served way out of bounds. So France back on top. Now can France make another play and keep this momentum going? They've been very, very good inside out. Now can they do it at the defensive end? Block a ball? No. Toniutti, no chance whatsoever against Kovacevic. Toniuti at only 1.83 meters. He gives up a lot. Good serve by Starovic, but just out of bounds. Thought he had it, and we're going to have a challenge.
Les Serbiens, on garde. Et on pense en 2-3 fois, ok? Allez, les gars, allez,
É a reta final do terceiro set. Se der a França conquista o título da Liga Mundial 2015. Se der Sérvia, a gente vai para o quarto set.
So here's Starovic once again after the stuff block, almost a foot fault. Boy, that was really close, and Starovic, who was a super sub for Serbia the other night against the United States, putting away both 14 and 15th points, has now come off the bench. You got to watch for the foot fault. That was very close last time through. What a swing that time by Ngapeth. And that ends a 6-1 run by Serbia over France. And that ball just drifts out of bounds. Jump floater is missed. And the momentum right now with Serbia. Couple of good substitution moves by Nikola Grbić, their head coach. He's played, this is the 5th time that Serbia has played for the gold medal. They came up short on the 4 previous. And Nikola Grbić played in all 4 of those. Ball's got to go. And down through the block into the floor.
A torcida levanta, Sérvia abre 4 pontos de diferença.
Timeout called by France. Serbia on a roll when it looked like they were really in trouble. They trailed 16-14. And now Irvin Ngapeth and the rest of his teammates will go to the sideline with Serbia leading 22-18.
Et on va tout le temps. On n'oublie pas les petites choses, les soutiens, entre blocs, les conseils, ok?
Kovacevic back to serve. Ngapeth that time off the other, the Kovacevic. Now 22-19. It's late for France, but they got some time. Kovacevic took a facial there. And Gopeth should go right after Juros down the line, and he does. What a swing down the line done by Toniutti. This ball has got to go down, and it does. What a smart shot by Roussier over the top of the block. Timeout called by Serbia. So back and forth we go. First of all, Ervin Ingapeth got it started with a very good serve, putting some pressure on the libero for Serbia, Nikola Rosic.
Ako skrati ovamo ka zoni 1, Nikola, pazi ako te skrati tamo u zonu 1. Ako udare loptu, lopta se odvoje od mreže, razmišljamo lepo o dizanju, da dignemo precizno. To je jedna stvar. Druga stvar, nemoj da ulaziš na visoku loptu. Okej, stignut ćeš.
Ingapeth must serve in, must serve tough. Tall task. Oh, an ace! Wow! That was an absolute scud missile. Now it's 22-21. That was one of the best serves I've ever seen. Scud missile, yeah. Check out my biceps. Scud missile doesn't do that justice. And again. France, a chance to tie. Tilly, hey, got a touch. There is a touch. Good call by the lineswoman. A touch is called. And they're going to challenge the touch. First of all, Nikola Grbic saying, look, did you touch the ball? That's the television replay. In between the blockers. We'll have that in super slow motion momentarily on the challenge camera. Talk about a huge challenge here. Certainly can't tell by that shot. Ball was out. The ball was out, but there certainly the French thought so. And waiting for an all-important challenge. Could be tied at 22, or if this ball is ruled out of bounds, Serbia will lead 23-21. There's the official review. There was a touch detected. Now what you're seeing on the monitor, of course, they've got high definition cameras in the challenge room, so they are looking at that frame by frame. And so now we're tied. Atancievich is coming back on. Okay, Sasha Starovic did a good job. Tied at 22. Ervin Ingapeth, what a job serving. And he misses this one. Yeah, but without him, France would not be back in this third set. Lisinac will go back to the line. Serving sub, getting ready to come on. A little bit late here. Here is Lisinac. Serbia leading by 1. Roussier, maybe one of the biggest swings of his career. This is where the opposite really has to come through. Out of system, taking all the tough swings. Atancievich got to dig that ball. Tied now at 23. Leroux has got half a dozen aces so far in the tournament. And now he's got another one. Match point for France. How unlikely is that? Match point for France. They've been to the finals once. They lost to Brazil in 2006. They came all the way out of Group 2. Now, for the World League title. Atancievich down the line. Ingapeth, no. Tilly for the win. Rosic with the dig. Roussier gonna get a swing for the championship, and France has got it. France wins the World League. What a performance by France. Some people said that they didn't belong in the tournament. They earned their way. Let's make no mistake. I don't want to overstate that. But what a performance by France. We're going to talk to Kevin Tilly. And then be sure and stay with us. We'll have the award ceremony. France, the champions of the World League. With head coach Laurent Tilly. You can celebrate with your team a little bit. Congratulations. What a tremendous win. But, you know, 10th the last couple of years. And you come out of Group 2. And such a surprise you beat Brazil on the opening night. What does this say about you and your team, about where they are now to win a match in a tournament like this?
I think we matured from last year. We were very disappointed after the loss of the semi-final of the World Championship. The same as the final of the Group B, Group 2 World League. And we use this frustration. We use it like you'd
been disrespected.
Yeah, not disrespected, but a will to succeed. And after be fourth in the world mean that you have stature. You deserve to fight for this game. So you need ambition and work hard. And this team, if we compare to last year, is more the concentration they have. They don't lose.
And there was certainly the possibility of that in the third set. It was back and forth. You had a lead, but then Serbia looked quite comfortable until Ngapeth went back and served a couple of rockets.
I think Ngapeth deserves a title of MVP.
Okay, we'll see.
Because he was huge yesterday in semi-final. He received a lot of ball, spiked a lot of ball block, and today the same.
Congratulations, Laurent.
Thank you a lot.
Feels good, first time ever. Congratulations. Well, the celebration continues, and rightfully so. France makes history. They sweep Serbia. They win the third set by a score of 25-23. And what a great tournament. They beat the world champions yesterday, 17-15 in the fifth set. They beat Brazil to open the tournament. They came through Group 2. It's a new format, so obviously the history of the expanded World League is very, very short indeed. But they came out of Group 2, and they finished the World League season with a record of 17 wins and 1 loss. The only loss was to the United States. They are the champions of the World League with first prize of $1 million. Be sure and stay with us. We'll have the award ceremony, the presentation of the trophies, and the individual awards, the categories of best outside spiker, middle blocker, best libero, best setter, opposite spiker, and the MVP. And all of those come with a cash prize as well. Oh, Brazil. What an Olympic volleyball preview. That tournament is going to be off the charts. The men's tournament and the women's tournament as well in this building are going to be absolutely incredible. So we leave you momentarily. Look back to how things started for France with their victory over Brazil. Paul Sunderland, thanks so much for joining us during our coverage. And once again, stay with us as we will bring you the closing ceremonies and the awards ceremony here from Rio de Janeiro.
Dentro de instantes começaremos a cerimônia de premiação. Por favor, fiquem nos seus lugares. Obrigado. Ladies and gentlemen, the closing and awarding ceremony of of the 2015 FIVB World League are organized by the Volleyball Federation of Brazil.
Senhoras e senhores, cerimônia de premiação e encerramento da Liga Mundial FIVB 2015, organizados pela Confederação Brasileira de Voleibol.
The awards and closing ceremonies for the 2015 FIVB World League in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Esta é a cerimônia de premiação e encerramento da Liga Mundial FIVB 2015 no Rio de Janeiro, Brasil.
Award ceremony for the best individual players.
Cerimônia de premiação individual dos melhores jogadores da FIVB.
Thanks for staying with us as the award ceremony is about to begin for the 2015 World League. The finals here in Rio de Janeiro, and first up will be the awarding of the individual categories.
Now,
they are best outside hitter.
Best individual players who will be presented FIVB prizes.
You can hear the PA announcer, so let him take it away.
The first best outside spiker, Irvin Nekpeth, number 9 from France.
Irvin Engapeth, who blocked the final point against Bartosz Kurek and certainly helped lead France to the championship. He has been designated as the best outside hitter, so the individual awards will be presented first. His award and his check will be presented by Valeria Molina, the marketing director of Rosetta Stone, which is an FIVB partner. So $10,000 bonus to Irvin Engapeth. $10,000 is the prize for best number 1 outside spiker. Irvin, I think you'll be back, so but time for you to leave the stage. And the next award, that is Michael Kubiak, ranked the 2nd outside hitter from Poland. His award will be presented by Mr. Jorge Natera, sports marketing manager for Gatorade. Poland finished 4th, having earlier lost in the bronze medal game. He too will receive a $10,000 bonus. So France making history, their first ever gold medal of any kind in international competition. They beat Serbia 3-0, and the United States beat Poland earlier today, actually early this morning here. 3-0. There is Max Holt, who has been designated as the best middle blocker in the tournament.
Number 17 from the United States of America.
Max Holt is just a tremendous athlete. Over 2 meters, really a high jumper. And presenting his award and his check will be Mr. Matthew Clark, DB Schenker, Sports Events Director, and also an FIVB partner. From here, a lot of these teams, not all, but a lot, France did not qualify for the World Cup. Poland will go on with the United States to try to qualify for the Olympic Games coming up at the tournament in Japan. The second best middle blocker is Sriko Lisinac from Serbia. And his award will be presented by Mrs. Kasia Buriel, Communications Manager for Olympikos. the uniform and shoe supplier to the Brazilian national team. After these individual awards, there will be the team awards presented, the gold medals and the championship cup to France, followed by the silver medal for Serbia and the bronze medal for the United States. It will be the first ever gold medal of any kind, first ever championship of any kind, as I mentioned, for France, and making history coming out of Group 2. And also for Serbia, their finals frustrations continues. This is the 5th time they have played in the finals, and they have yet to win the gold medal. They now have 5 silvers, does Serbia. The best libero, Paweł Zatorski from Poland. And his award will be presented by one of Brazil's all-time greats, Mr. Giovanni Gavio, 2-time Olympic champion and a world champion as well. Getting a big hand, and why not, from the Brazilian fans. They all know him very well. He was a magnificent player, part of the team that I saw an awful lot that won in 1992. So the best libero award goes to Paweł Zatorski, and being presented by Giovanni Gavio. The next award will be for the best setter. And there he is, Benjamin Toniutti. Did a tremendous job leading France to the gold medal. Boy, this is going to make news back in France. This is a big, big championship. France is a team that has always put together a quality national team, but the sport has struggled for support in France. Maybe this will help push up their recognition a little bit. His award being presented by Mr. Alexander Avid, Brazilian Olympic Committee member and former national team member. And his award, $10,000. I have a little fun here. You know, the prize money has been $1 million for the winning team for, well, for 10 years. It should be at least 2, maybe 3 in my opinion. And you know, look, it's not my money. It's easy for me to spend it, I guess. It's the FIVB's money. But this is 2015, and the prize money needs to go up. These individual awards should be much, much higher, in my opinion, as well. The best opposite, Alexander Atancievich. Did not play particularly well in this final match. Spent a lot of it on the sideline. But he was the leading scorer in the tournament, and his award will be presented by Mrs. Renata Carpes, Marketing Director for Claro.
O prêmio de melhor oposto e o cheque será entregues pela senhora Renata Carpes, gerente de marketing da Claro.
And the final award, the biggest of them all, who will be the most valuable player? Best outside spiker, middle blockers, libero, setter, opposite have all been announced. And now for the most valuable player, Irvin Ingapé, the most valuable player of the 2015 World League from France. Boy, I can't argue with that. You could certainly say Antonin Roussier deserved it as well. But Ingapé, what he does as a receiver, what he does as an attacker, as a server, as a leader, this is a really big moment for Irvin Ingapé. This award is being presented by Dr. Amir Awani, FIVB Executive Vice President and Treasurer. So he's in charge of the money. Whisper over and say, hey, we got to raise the prize money here. $30,000 for the MVP. So Ingapé, $10,000 for best outside spiker. So he'll take home an additional $40,000 for his week's work here in Rio de Janeiro. Hope to see France back in this building at the Olympic Games, but it won't be easy for them to qualify. They are not qualified for the World Cup, so then they have to try to qualify at the European Championships in Berlin. That won't be easy, and there are so many good teams in Europe. We've talked about that an awful lot, so we will just have to wait and see. But for now, savor the moment. The first ever championship international title for France. They beat Serbia 3-0. Serbia wins the silver, and the United States takes home the bronze. For the United States, it was their second bronze medal to go along with 2 gold medals also. They won this championship last year and also in 2008 on their way to the Olympic title. There are your best players of the Rio World League Finals, the 26th edition. Once again, Irvin Engapeth, Max Holt in the middle. Second best outside hitter was Michael Kubiak, middle blocker Friko Lisanac. The best libero was Pavel Zatorsky, the setter Benjamin Toniuti, the opposite Alexander Atansievich, and Irvin Engapeth was the most valuable player. And we will have the march in of the teams and the presenting of the gold medals and the trophy to the champions. Good crowd had stayed on hand for the awards ceremony. And thank you for joining us. I hope you have around the world. It's been really fun being here once again in Rio, my 11th World League Finals. I'll be heading out of Rio tonight, back home to Los Angeles for a day, and then on to Omaha the next morning for the beginning of the women's version. And that would be the Grand Prix, and the 6 teams obviously have already qualified for the finals. The United States coming in, being led by libero Eric Shoji, and behind him Dustin Watton. There's Dave Smith, Max Holt, who was voted the best blocker, Russ Holmes, Tom Jeske making his real international debut this summer, played superbly. Murphy Troy, last year's most valuable player, back there as well. Taylor Sander, Aaron Russell, Matt Anderson, one of the leading scorers. Micah Christensen certainly would have been a candidate for best setter had the United States been able to prevail. And that's a story in and of itself. They were ahead of Serbia 11-8 in the 5th set yesterday in the semifinal and couldn't close it out. So the United States marching in, followed by the champions from France. Nicolas Le Goff played exceptionally well. Engapeth we've talked about. Kevin Tilly playing with a very, very sore knee. Toniuti. Antonin Roussier, one of the tournament's leading scorers, was outstanding. Serbia just not quite enough as they take home the silver medal for the 5th time in this tournament. $1 million to the winners, $500,000 for second place, and $300,000 for third.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 FIVB World League third place and bronze medal winner is the United States of America.
Senhoras e senhores, o vencedor do terceiro lugar e da medalha de bronze da Liga Mundial FIVB 2015, Estados Unidos da América.
The United States won their group. They advanced to these World League finals. They lost their opening match to Brazil. They were the only team to beat France. Beat France in their second group match. It was the United States and France advancing out of their respective groups, and the United States lost an absolute heartbreaker. But it was their own doing, give Serbia credit. The United States had a 9-6 and an 11-8 lead, couldn't hold on in the fifth set, so they played for the bronze and played very well indeed, sweeping aside Poland 3-9. Check for $300,000 will be presented to the United States by Mr. Jorge Menegassi, the CEO of Ernst & Young of South America. Well, somebody who works for Ernst & Young knows what to do with some money. Big worldwide accounting firm. For the United States, finishing with the bronze medal for the second time, their fourth medal overall, two bronze to go with 2 gold medals. Doug Beal, president and CEO of USA Volleyball, will be presenting the bronze medals. Last year it was gold, this year bronze. Mr. Beal is there with Leonardo Espindala, the Deputy Secretary of Casa Civil, handing out the medals as well to the third place finishers from the United States. David Smith getting his medal, played very, very well, started several matches throughout the course of the tournament. There is Watton once again, the bearded one. Boy, did he step in and play well under pressure. Played beautifully yesterday in a losing effort, and then got a win under his belt, stepping in for Eric Shoji, who injured his knee. So the United States finishes in third. Matt Anderson, of course, solid. He was the #3 scorer in the tournament. Now the United States, like so many other teams, will get a little bit of a rest. And then they will train for the all-important World Cup. Serbia finishes in second once again. Obviously disappointed, but they're smiling right now because they're seeing a check for $500,000 coming their way. They're smiling too. The check being presented by Mr. Marco Tulia, the superintendent of, pretty appropriate, Banco do Brasil. And the trophy presentation and the medals will be handled by Mr. Ciro Delgado, Olympic swimming medalist and sports and leisure director of Rio de Janeiro. And the second place trophy will be presented by Mr. Niro Barbieri, vice president of the Brazilian Volleyball Federation. Euros and Nikola Kovacevic. Serbia is a very, very solid team. And with their new head coach, Nikola Grbic, in his first year, I would look for Serbia to certainly be a factor as the next couple of years go along. Alexander Atanasievich, fairly popular here in Brazil. Sasha Starovic. Nikola Rosic, outstanding libero. Marko Podraštinen was superb throughout the tournament, struggled a little bit today, particularly from the service line. Been around a long time, played in a couple of Olympic Games. Željko Lisinac, just 23 years of age, was the tournament's best middle blocker. No, second best middle blocker, excuse me. Max Holt was #1. Once again, Dragan Stankovic, two-time Olympian in his own right, receiving the second place trophy from Mr. Neri Barbieri, Vice President of the Brazilian Volleyball Federation. And now, for the first time ever, France will stand on the highest level of any podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 FIVB World League champion and gold medal winner is France!
Senhoras e senhores, 2015 FIVB. Vencedor da medalha de ouro da Liga Mundial é a França.
Well, enjoy the moment. Why not? The check will be presented by Mr. Leandro Espindala, Deputy Secretary of Casa Civil, and the check is for $1 million. See if anybody takes a chunk along the way. First place, you got it, Kevin LaRue with Urban Ingapeth. Boy, they just played exceptionally well. Benjamin Toniutti, the best setter award, there was no question about that. The medals will be presented by Mr. Neri Barbieri, Vice President of the Brazilian Volleyball Federation, and Dr. Amir Alwani, FIVB Executive Vice President and Treasurer. And Dr. Alwani will eventually present the trophy as well. First time ever a champion is France at any international volleyball tournament, and also making history coming out of Group 2. Franck Lafitte and Maury Edipe, the final two to receive their gold medals. And now will be the playing of the national anthem, the presentation of the trophy as well to the captain, Benjamin Toniutti. A big moment. You have a new champion in the World League.
Soldats qui viennent jusque dans nos bras, égorger nos fils et nos campagnes. Aux hommes citoyens, tombez au bataillon, marchons,
About the only thing that needs a little work is the French team singing. They gotta tune that up a little bit if they're gonna win some more gold medals. But congratulations to them once again. Just a masterful performance, and it all started on the opening day. And they beat Brazil 3-1. Dr. Alwani will present the championship trophy once again. Brazil has won this championship 9 times. Italy 8, Russia 3, the United States 2, and now France joins this very elite group of champions of the World League. Winning is sweet, no question about it. And to recap once again, France are the gold medal winners, followed by Serbia, followed by the United States. Poland finished in fourth. And Rio and the Brazilian Volleyball Federation, the folks at Globo Television, great hosts, great partners. And we'll come back and do it all over again at the Olympic Games and mark down the date. The opening ceremonies of the 2016 Rio Summer Olympic Games will be August 5th. And August 6th, the competition will begin. Thanks so much for joining us throughout the course of our coverage all week long. Thanks to everybody. And be sure and tune in next week as we do it all over again on the women's side at the Grand Prix from Omaha, Nebraska. For all of us here at Rio de Janeiro, I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next week from Omaha.
It's a truth.